Hello. It's pretty awesome, huh? We're not looking for anything. We're documenting the light. Don't you think there's anything interesting about it? Or do you think it's just boring? Nothing to see here. Are you asking me a question? I'm just a little too familiar with the citizen scientists. They like to stalk me. Just stalk me for my data, and I don't appreciate it. So I'm just too familiar with it. They do things like suggest things that aren't really happening. They try to undermine situations and simply pretty much throw blasphemy. So that's what I get all the time, since I'm sequestered and people don't really know about my channel unless they've been brought to it. So I'm protective of my ability to be at my own page and doing what I'm doing without having to be attacked by citizen scientists. You know what I'm talking about? No. Thanks for having a long time. We've been having fun. Okay. I'm not here to have conversations. I'm documenting the light, dear. Citizen science is one of the most assaulting things of recent times. I mean, that's the beast system, guys. The beast system uses markers, like question marks. Markers of the beast. Markers of the beast system. That's the behavioral modification of genetic science. They've defrauded everybody about the truth of reproduction, the truth about genetic science. They're basically trying to breed everybody off of my genetic strand. I've got the divine third strand. And they stole it, kept it secret from me, and once they battered out of me a tissue and a child, they sent me to go die in the wilderness because they don't believe in God. But God exists, and that's why I'm still alive. And now they're upset because they weren't able to kill me, but they've got trillions of dollars in their biotech and biomanufacturing money that they've been robbing from my inheritance and my daughter. They've got her held hostage somewhere, and I'm sequestered in between four walls, basically, and unable to even move in commerce. So I'm also allowed to be frustrated at the circumstance that just wants to keep me, behind these walls and harass me with citizen scientists. I don't appreciate it. People don't even know what they're meddling with, and they'll find out. I'm supposed to meddle with that stuff. And just because it's like a citizen scientist, they don't think that they're doing much harm, but they are. They're inputting foul things that are observations that are based on what? Who are these people? Well, it's exactly what the system wants. The system wants people that just do that. They don't really ask questions. They don't really, they'll do what they're told. Well, that's not the world that you and I want to live in. That's only the world that they want to live in. And who are they? I don't know, but I've heard them refer to them. They're like these computer programmers, and they're like scientist people that don't believe in God and that think they can manipulate everything as if God doesn't exist, as if they're going to finish what God didn't, as if they're fixing what God didn't finish. I mean, it's absolutely an insult. And it's relevant now. That's why I'm doing this. The sun is not just this isn't just like, what are we looking for? What are we looking for? That's not very funny. I know what you're getting at. You're trying to turn the situation around and be like, oh, you're looking for UFOs, and they're so blasphemous. No, we're looking at the sun, and the sun is doing awesome things as far as I can tell. I've been monitoring it for different skies for years now, and there's definitely, anyway, you've got to know that the ancients studied the sky for a reason too. Celestial, we're in a cosmos, guys. What's going on out there is a big deal. But the idiots of the world would prefer that we just kept our noses in our books and obeyed. Well, God didn't make this cosmos for idiots like that. Now, God wants us all to learn. I'm calling that idiot an idiot because that is an idiot attitude. Right now, that's not the attitude that's called for. Right now, we've got universal consciousness. It arrived in August. Universal consciousness arrived in August. So that means that all this, any fuckery that you see going on is like malicious, intentional. So like this is a period where to my knowledge, God wouldn't even be fucking around. Like natural things. This 234 days until Easter of 2026, we're in the 9th degree. And according to the Days of Daniel calculation that God has walked me through, because this is my story in the Bible, my daughter and I, it's been forged. It's been forged. It's been defrauded. It's a forged version. They took out the woman. They put the man in. So Israel, the nation of Israel, right now is acting on fraudulently converted. They don't have any authority. Nobody's got authority. Not even the Vatican. None of it's legitimate. It's all forged, guys. And nobody wants to hear that. But that's because they've been brainwashed to believe it so strongly. But yeah, the story about Israel, that's a female. This is a line of women, mothers. And the Bible story is talking about basically, you could see where it went askew when Abraham and Sarah stopped by Egypt. They lied to the Pharaoh and supposedly left with riches. No, they left with Isaac, the female child that they stole, abducted. That's what all of those stories in there are. Jacob and Esau, those are females. But they didn't. They made the story as if it was man because they tried to insert themselves into the bloodline of God. They've been trying to insert themselves. So that's why they stole my novel genes at my birth and kept it secret. And they mapped the human genome on my third strand, and that's what they've been doing research up against. So they've been weighing everybody against my third strand, which is like, it's like one of a kind, That's because they're trying to breed us into a more perfect union. But that's why everyone's dying of cancer, because it's just their research. They figured that's casualties of research. Yeah. They're going to learn their lesson. Their research was so important, why can't they do it on themselves? Because they don't interact with their subjects. They just want to make predictions. So they're basically gamblers with a job for an excuse. It's pretty sick. Nobody cares about children. This world is in a bad way, guys. And the world doesn't even seem to, like, because of the brainwashing and the forgery, no one's even expecting what the truth is. Well, all I can say is this is God's cosmos, this is God's kingdom, and God's got this all dialed in, and man doesn't have to worry about anything. He just needs to stop trying to meddle around. Well, things will take place the way that they take place, but my daughter and I, this is all about my daughter, Alexandria. She's been kidnapped. They plugged her into a computer because we have the divine strand. That's quantum entanglement. That's telomere to telomere. That's anti-aging. That's neural networks from our strand. That's the Jesus genes. The third strand of God, the monogene. They don't like the fact that it's girls. Well, they don't have a womb. They can't carry God's bloodline. Christ couldn't be a boy. Has to be a female. Wow, that's so, like, triangular. Really cool. Wow. Excuse me. I think that's what it means. Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay. That was the moment when it went away. This line right here. When the sun prostrates up to the throne. Like, it makes it look like it's a certain kind of horizon. Wait. Oh, I see. It's from when I push the thing forward. Got it.